A low hum of engines cuts through the dawn. Your heart thunders as shadows in the sky split apart in a sudden explosive roar. You're airborne. You're running headlong into the teeth of an unfolding ambush. In one heartbeat, the hunter becomes the hunted. This is the story of when MiG-29s ambushed Eagle's metal birds in mortal combat. Steel versus steel, and history never looked the same. The sky on that day was deceptive, clear, bright, and serene. But beneath that placid canvas lay a setup, a calculated trap. Eagle's F-15 sliced through the air, confident, lethal. MiG-29 sleek, agile, with a whisper of menace hovered beyond radar range, hidden by cunning tactics and terrain. The first contact was silent. Then, like thunder, chaos. The Eagles swung toward their target, area routine patrol, training maneuvers. But they didn't sense the predator poised above the clouds. A squadron of MiG-29s with Russian-built R-73 heat-seeking missiles lay in wait. The Eagles, optimized for radar-driven beyond-visual range combat, found themselves lured into a close-quarters duel. Within seconds, the MiG-29s exploded into view, lightning on folded wings. "Radar's jammed," one Eagle pilot muttered. "I've got a bogey, no, multiple bogeys." His voice crackled over the radio with rising tension. The ambush unfolded with breathtaking speed. The MiGs darted in, unleashing missiles before the Eagles even had a chance to lock on. Explosions lit the sky as one Eagle disintegrated, torn apart by shrapnel and fire. Another spiraled, wounded, but still fighting. The back-and-forth dogfight that followed drew from every trick pilots ever trained for. An Eagle pilot, Lieutenant Harris, banked hard, paper-thin adrenaline, carrying him through a split-second barrel roll. He glimpsed a MiG-29's cockpit, a pale face of a young pilot, eyes wild with the same fear and resolve. They were mirror images, steel birds screaming into war, hearts pounding, moment and eternity compressed into one fiery moment. Harris fired. The Eagle's radar finally pulled a lock, and a missile streaked out bright and furious. It jagged through the sky and collided with a MiG-29's wing. Fire blossomed. The Russian-built interceptor tumbled out of control. But before the Eagles could regroup, the MiG's wingman slipped in, unleashing a trio of heat-seekers on Harris. He dove, plummeting earthward, fire trailing. The Eagle shuddered, alarm sirens shrieking, but Harris held on. In the midst of the fight, a senior Eagle flight lead, callsign Condor, managed to rally the scattered jets. He barked orders: regroup tight, fight smart, use altitude, steady airspeed. A battered Eagle veered out of the fray to provide cover, suppressing MiGs with flares and G-forces that bent metal and flashed courage. Miraculously, Harris pulled out of his dive, a plume of black smoke marking his wounded plane. He rejoined Condor's formation, battered, nearly bleeding out, but alive. A miracle of grit, training, and steel. The MiGs, seeing their surprise advantage slip, peeled away low and fast into cloud and earth, the ambush dissolving into the distance like a war-painted ghost. When the dust cleared, only two Eagles remained. One burned, one sputtered, but both intact. The cost was grave. Pilots shook, hearts pounding, staring at the sky where silence now reigned. Radios crackled with shaken voices, no victory feast. Just a steady, breathless exhalation. In the aftermath, debriefs buzzed with questions. How had the MiGs stayed hidden so long? What could be learned? Tactics changed overnight. New radar protocols, new formation drills, new respect for the lethal dance at close quarters. The ambush was a harsh lesson. Dominance is fragile, and humility is born in the flash of a missile's fire. From that clash came a sobering revelation. Technology alone does not win war's awareness. Adaptability and the human spirit swing the balance. Steelbirds may fight, but it's flesh and will behind the sticks that determine who rises, who falls, and who lives to tell the tale. In the silent skies after, the Eagles soared again, wiser, wary, tempered by trauma. And in that lesson carved into the clouds, a universal truth: even the mightiest can fall, and the smallest spark can rewrite fate. Watch the skies, listen for engines, and remember, the greatest battles are often fought in the quietest moments before thunder.